Live from Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri, MLB The Show has action out of the AL Central. It's the Lions going up against the Kansas City Royals.
And now, please welcome your
first pitch coming your way next.
Royals.
And on the mound for Kansas City in this one, Frank Baez. Chris, it's a little more common these days, but still, he's a strikeout per inning type of guy.
Well, I hear you about the strikeouts. A lot more guys striking out today, but when you consider having the ability to get that strikeout, particularly when you need it, a man on third, less than 2 outs, situations where, yeah, maybe you're not a real high strikeout guy, but just knowing you have the swing and miss stuff in a big spot, I think it's real critical, and he's got it.
Alonso
That's the ball.
Gomez
Outside.
Phelps, the leadoff batter, as he looks at ball one. That one out to right. Gonzalez on the move. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And for now, the home run streak takes a pause. A lot of game left, though.
Hee-haw! That missed. That's a ball.
Top of the first. Just getting started here in Kansas City.
That's a ball.
Here's a 2-2. Now one
Nope,
miss.
ball.
Caught a break right there. Pretty good pitch on the outside corner.
Can't connect on the curveball. Struck him out. Here's the left fielder, Billy Benjamin. That one
That's
missing
inside. Ball.
Two down, nobody on. Tap foul at the plate. Right through there for a strike.
Pretty rare location right there, right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
Here's a 1-2.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's sometimes.
Oh, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning. Back here at Kauffman Stadium, and on the mound today, Isley Rosales. Singy, he's kind of a road warrior, yeah?
I definitely say so. You know, some guys shrink a little bit on the road. They're so used to just, you know, having the comforts of being at home and having the fans behind them. But this guy seems to thrive in adversity and being in some hostile environments. So when you have a player like this on your team that goes out there and competes, you definitely like your chances away from your home ballpark.
The 0-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. And the 0-2. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
That's low. That's a ball. Ball.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Batting second.
Keith Littner digs in now. What a season it's been for him. He has supplied a lot of power and that average.
Hee-haw!
The 0-1. Pulled hard, but it's a foul ball. Nobody on his team has a better batting average than he does, Siggy. And that one hit to first. He'll do it himself. And 2 quick outs in the bottom of the first here tonight.
The left fielder, Luis Pena.
Hut!
That's a hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive.
Well, his hot hitting continues. He's
Batting
been getting
fourth,
great
the
results
catcher.
lately. Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Now it's going to be Robbie Zimborski. Swing and a miss as he was late.
He's in a great spot right here. Ahead in the count 0-2. All 4 pitches in play right here, partner.
Cut on and miss, struck him out. 3rd out, and that ends the frame. Back here in Kansas City, on now to the top half of inning number 2. Victor Gallegos now at the plate. And that's in there at the knees for a strike.
Well, that 2-seamer is heat-seeking for right-handed batters. Just
Ball,
runs
low.
in on those hands. That
That's
2-seam
in.
fastball
Ball.
is usually coupled with a slider away, and when a hitter's conscious of the pitch in, it's hard for him to cover middle away, and that's where a pitcher can really finish off that batter.
Out towards right center field. Gonzalez gets under it, and there's 1 down.
Batting 5th, the right fielder, Flores Demonte.
Line to left, and that's a fair ball. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Just an awesome swing of the bat, quick hands, and just launched the baseball. 108 on the exit velocity. Man,
Ball.
that is coming off the bat pretty good. I know he's feeling good about it.
The 1-0.
He's
That's the
clearly
ball.
trying to work him away here. Both pitches off the plate. If you really want to put the ball in play, you're going to have to stay back and drive it to the opposite field.
Right through there for a strike.
In today's game, not that many fastball counts, but hitters still in the back of their minds, they're looking for one. 2-0 changeup call right there. Excellent pitch selection to go with.
Popped in the air, left field, and he makes the catch. So up next,
Batting
Jeff
7th, the
McAtee.
designated hitter, Jeff McAtee.
Well, if he's
Ball.
going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
Swings through that. Swing and a miss, and he got him. And that is that. Bottom of the inning, down to third baseman, Bradford Rivero. So we'll see what the former batting champ can do here, Chris.
That's a ball. That's down.
When you get ahead in the count, there's no doubt that the success rate goes up, and that's what he's been doing. It's made a big impact for him in recent games.
Just off the outside edge. Ball 3. Right through there for a strike.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
That one misses.
Ball 4. Take your base.
Lead-off walk.
What a battle. It's not always easy laying off a 3-2 pitch, and I'll tell you what, he earned that walk.
Here, what?
Comes up empty. That's strike 2.
Ball.
Second inning here. No score.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. Not far out of the zone, but it was a ball. One challenge remaining for them now. Rivero aboard here at first with nobody out. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Misses.
No, that missed. That's the ball.
Now. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Payoff pitch. This one in the air, center field. Tovar under this one. And there's one away. One out man at first. Matt Rocker steps in for the Royals.
Ball.
In the dirt. Fastball in for a strike, and the count is 1-2. But won't make it there after the bad jump. And they'll have runners at the corners after a 1-out single.
Back against the wall with 2 strikes, but found a way. A lot of hitters tell themselves, line drive over the infielder's head. That's what I'm trying to do. Just keep that approach simple. And right there, it was perfectly executed. On time with everything, and pulled it into the gap nicely. Runner in scoring position now, and a good opportunity to push across the first run of the ball game.
Way out front for strike 2.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count. Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
Swings and misses, struck him out. Huge strikeout there. Stepping in, Clinton Kirkland. Homered in the game back on Sunday. Base hit into the outfield. Run scores easily, and it's 1-0.
Well, clearly he was ready to hit right there. Other than ripping one into the gap or blasting one over the wall, there aren't a whole lot of hits that are more satisfying than a nice line drive in the center field. So that definitely felt good.
Two on, 2 outs.
Yeah, he can move the ball around, add and subtract, get some weak contact at times. So you don't worry as much about him in this situation.
That's
very capable of getting a ground ball and getting out of this little jam.
That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. And foul ball. Got him swinging for the K. Good job at damage control right there. Back here at Kauffman Stadium, new inning getting started. Brian Tovar getting ready to hit. Foul ball there. Tovar working through some struggles lately. Strike on the outside, and the count is 0-2.
Ball.
Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Gets him. One away on a drop third strike.
All right.
The 0-1. And that's just foul. Good job to fight that one off. 1-2 here.
Ball.
Just misses with that one. That's ball four. Tried another fastball, but missed the spot.
A great back and forth in that at bat. He had to lay off some really close pitches, and somehow Boogie found a way to keep the bat on his shoulder right there. I'll tell you right now, I couldn't have done it.
Gomez Phelps in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. Oh, 1 down.
Nope. Ball.
Base hit center field. They get it in quickly. So first and second now, 1 out.
He was all over that one. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with a well-timed swing, and came away with a beautiful line drive into center field.
Two on, 1 out. Fought off foul.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees. Now the left fielder, Billy Benjamin. He's 0 for 1. And that one fouled off. Two on, 2 outs. Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run.
This hitter's been seeing good velocity in the at-bat. He's kind of set up for that changeup. He hasn't seen it yet. Looks just like a fastball out of the hand. That's a really good take.
On the ground to short. They get the force, and that will end the inning. as we go to the last of the third. So here's the Royals DH, Heath Lintner.
Well, these Royals showing great discipline at the plate, and patience definitely seems to be the name of their game in this one. He's only given up 1 run, but the starter's pitch count is starting to get up there, and that might be the best news yet for this offense.
1 up, 1 down.
And that pitch count is impactful because if they can keep making him work hard out there, it may force the bullpen to get involved a little sooner rather than later.
Yeah!
It feels
Ball
like we
outside.
might be headed towards a rain delay if the weather doesn't ease up, Chris.
Yeah, the umpiring crew are going to pay attention to how the weather is impacting this game, and the moment it becomes dangerous, I think, is the moment we'll be forced to take a break.
Two now. Hit hard on the ground to the right side, and it goes just foul. Pitch misses.
That missed. That's a
Full
ball.
count now. Gets a piece and stays alive. Payoff pitch. And that's an
That's ball
8-pitch
four. Runner
walk.
take
He
your base.
really made the pitcher work for that one.
Very close off the outside corner. Could have easily been called a strike in that location.
Now it'll be the cleanup hitter for the Royals, Robbie Zimborski. Struck out swinging his first time. In the air to left center. Brings it in.
Up next for the Royals, the third baseman, Bradford Rivero.
Quick move to first. Pena back on a dive. Well, Chris, through the early stages, he hasn't been very efficient in terms of the pitch count. He's going to need to get some quick outs if he's going to get deeper into this game. It is interesting, though, when you consider the way the game is run now. Doesn't even matter that much. There goes the runner. Pitch
Ball.
inside. Safe at second, and that was not close. Back to right to Monty. On his way over. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. Back here in Kansas City, start of the fourth, Victor Gallegos digs in now.
Ball.
It really feels like we might be running out of time before a rain delay is called. This rain is not letting up.
Yeah, and if we do get a delay, the unfortunate thing is the clock's going to start ticking on these pitchers, and they won't be able to keep their arms warm forever if it's a long break, and going to have to exit this game a little early.
In the air, out towards left center. Calzado takes it in for the out. And there's one down.
For Syracuse, the right fielder, number 9, Diamante.
Just
That missed. That's a ball.
The Royals leading by a run. Top half of inning number 4. And a fastball misses outside for a ball. Ball 2.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last 2 pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
There's a swing and a drive. High
Over
bounce
the fence.
takes it over the fence. That's an automatic
Up
double.
next for the Lions,
Xavier Carter will hit next. Fly to left his first time. Right through there for a strike.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Nope. Ball.
In taken there at ease. 1-2.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
No, that missed. That's the ball.
You don't want to get beat by a fastball in, and he spits on that one.
Here's the pitch. Runner on the move. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Runner edges away at second. That's
a ball.
little bit low. Struck him out looking. Carter wants to challenge this. Thought it was a ball. And the strike is overturned after review. They'll keep their remaining challenge.
Way to lay
No,
off
that's
that pitch down.
Ball.
And another
ball.
ball. A changeup missing. Ball 3.
Good miss with that changeup away. He needs a ball on the ground for a double play. Minimize the potential threat right here. On the hitter's side, nice job of laying off that pitch.
Grounder off the pitcher. The throw is still in time, and they do get the second out of the inning. Here's the center fielder, Brian Tovar. 0 for 1 so far.
Pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
That crosses the plate, and now they're just 1 strike away from getting out of this mess.
Ball.
Next offering in the dirt.
Ball.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Two on, 2 outs. Swing and a drive. Deep left field. That one carrying. And it's into the bullpen for a homer. So he goes the opposite way with that one. It's his 8th home run of the year.
Hoo-yah.
Two down, nobody on. That one fouled off. And that's downstairs.
That's
And the count 1-2.
Too close for me, partner, to take that 0-2 fastball, but for whatever reasons, he let it go by. He's still in the at-bat. I don't think he'll let the next one go.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. And that is that.
Now pitching.
Welcome back, and they turn to a new arm as we kick off the bottom of the 4th. Damon Rogers.
Still a lot of game left, and this game could go either way. So this is a big opportunity for him to get some important outs and try to help carry this lead into the later innings.
Colzado
outside
in the
ball.
box now as he looks at ball 1. Second plate appearance of the day for him.
Right
No,
now,
that
behind
missed.
in the count, 2 balls and no strikes. No free passes. You can't allow that.
Out towards right center field. DeMonte on his way in. Pulls it down, and he makes the catch. And there's one away.
The shortstop, Matt Rocco.
That's a strike across the top of the zone.
Cold night tonight, Boog, and that's a pretty firm fastball right there. I tell you what, memories of getting jammed, they are creeping into my mind right now.
Rocker wants another look at the called strike. It's a challenge, and that one did miss, and the strike is overturned. So they've still got both their challenges. Swings through that.
Clearly he was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
Caught him looking for the K. So digging in, Felipe Gonzalez. He was a strikeout victim his first time.
That's a ball.
2 down, nobody on. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a high fly ball left field. That is the inning.
Now pitching for the
We're back,
Royals,
and there's a new arm on the mound to start the 5th. Gary Dom.
And one thing on him, he's been really good this season in keeping the ball in the park. Not an easy guy to take deep.
Foul ball. Gomez Phelps came up with 4 hits in his last game.
No, that missed. That's a ball.
That one
ball.
Way inside.
Straighten him up a little bit.
Ground ball up the middle. Oh, great grab on the dive. On the money. Nice play.
Well, triple
Outside.
digits
That's a
on
ball.
the gun. I know there are more pitchers that can reach that now than in the past, but it's still impressive to watch.
The 1-1. And there's a foul ball.
Nope. Ball.
Two away.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it, but in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
Here's a high chopper. Kirkland fires over to first, and that ends the inning.
Now pitching.
Back now to start the bottom of the 5th, and taking over on the mound, Julius Lopes.
And he's been racking up strikeouts at a high rate this year, typically at least 1 an inning, so he'll be tough to get to.
Gets to it with a slide. Over to first, and they get the out.
Up next for the Royals, the first baseman, number 22, Henry Land.
Ball.
That one outside.
No, that's out.
2 balls, no strikes.
Heck.
The Royals trailing by 2, last half of inning number 5. This one popped up. Foul ground first base side. Takes it in for the out. Now it's the DH, Keith Lintner.
The designated hitter, number 4, Keith Lintner.
On the ground, right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Back here at Kauffman Stadium, top of the 6th inning, Victor Gallegos now at the plate. Right through there for a strike. He's one of the best players in baseball at driving in runs, Chris. His RBI totals this season rank him in the top 10. Donald, in his 9th season, he features a 4-seam fastball, a slider, a splitter, and he works in a changeup.
I don't think he was trying to miss by that much in an 0-2 count. Just tried to overthrow that pitch.
The 1-2. Spoils the 2-strike pitch, and he'll see another. Popped up left side. Rocker settles underneath it. And there's one down.
Up next for Syracuse, the right fielder, number 9, Flores DeMonte.
Just
Ball,
missed.
outside.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it. So that's a good take by him.
Pena takes it in for the out. 2 up, 2 down. 2 outs, base is empty. Xavier Carter, the next to hit, a former first-round pick, and he's really turned into a nice everyday player.
Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger, and perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at-bat to hit.
Foul ball left side. He'll see another. Two down, nobody on.
Ball.
And a pop-up right side, foul territory. And that is that. Back here in Kansas City, well, we go bottom 6. Luis Pena steps in for the Royals.
Well, these Royals need to bring up the quality of their bats and specifically their swings. They're trying to find ways to drive the ball with some authority, but it's just not happening for them so far. 0 extra base hits in the game, so it's been tough for them to get anything going.
A little out front there as he swings through it.
Sometimes you have to keep chipping away until you break through, but it's a lot easier to put runs on the board when you have guys in scoring position because they put themselves there.
Goes down looking.
The catcher,
So important to get ahead of these hitters. You don't want to issue a free pass and allow that tying run to come to the plate. Always want to keep that other team in a position where if they're going to beat you, they're going to have to do it with multiple hits.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Next for the Royals, the third baseman,
Sam Baller gets handed the rock out of the pen.
Well, he's a big-time strikeout guy out there. This season, averaging more than 1 per inning.
Bradford Rivera digs in now.
Now, this manager knows that his players are just trying to do too much. Everybody needs to just take a deep breath, relax, and let it naturally happen.
Ball.
2 down, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the 6th. Hard on the ground to first. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Top of inning number 7, digging in, Jeff McAtee.
Jeff McAtee.
Man, I mean, nice job just presenting it to be better than it actually was.
Barely a hair out of the zone, but it was a ball. So they get to hang on to their second challenge. And the 1-0. Fastball for a strike.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
The 1-2. Out to short. Rocker throws to first in time, and they get the leadoff hitter in the 7th.
For Syracuse, the center fielder, Brian Stovall.
Ball.
The 1-1.
Ball.
And that one fouled off. Here's a 2-2. Got him swinging.
Up next for the Lions.
2 down, base is empty. And here's the catcher, Roger Saunders. A little bit high.
That's high.
Ball 1. In the air, right field, Gonzalez. Under it, and that'll do it.
Now pitching.
Kurt McLaughlin on to pitch here.
Well, home runs have been a problem this year. Not doing a great job keeping the ball in the yard so far this season, so we'll see if that factors in.
The 1-1.
No, that's down. Ball.
Trying to bunt his way on.
Foul ball.
And foul ball. Fights it off. He'll see another. The 1-2. Line drive, base hit. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate.
Good 2-strike hitting right there, Boog. A bit of a lost start for some, so that was nicely done to beat the odds. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
The tying run at the plate. Line drive, down the line, and it's foul. Here's the 0-2. Struck him out looking.
Next for the Royals.
Felipe Gonzalez steps in for the Royals.
Now this team is definitely looking for a big swing of the bat right here. Try to close that gap, but you know, at the very least, if you could find a way to manufacture that run from first,
outside.
it feels
Ball.
like it's really important to getting back into this ball game.
Tying run at the plate. And
That's
another
down.
ball.
That's a ball.
Last 2 pitches have been down in the zone. Pitcher clearly trying to get that ground ball double play, but in this count, you're going to have to give in, elevate his pitches, and get back into this at bat.
3-0 down. Fastball for a strike. Quick toss to first. Calzado back in on a dive. And that gets the top of the zone for a strike. Gonzalez not happy about that called strike. Here's the challenge. So the call will stand. That knocks them down to 1 challenge left. And a payoff pitch. And ball 4 there. Tying run is on base.
Pretty much the last thing you want from your bullpen arms are free passes, especially in spots like this. Make the team earn their way on.
Fouled off. He was late. Yo, 1. On the ground, 2 ball. Slings to second. Double play. They can't seem to break through. Inning over.
Now pitching for the
Aaron
Royals,
Estes
number
into the game.
19.
And he's had a really hard time throwing strikes so far this season. His walk rate is up there among the worst in the league for relievers.
Hey!
In the air to left center. And that'll fall for a base hit. And a man aboard.
When you flare a ball out behind second base, it's really a tough spot for anyone to get to. And you're never trying to do that as a hitter, but when you do, I tell you what, you're yelling at it the entire way to get down. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Slings to first. 1 pitch and 1 out. Here's the left fielder, Billy Benjamin. 0 for 3 with 2 groundouts and a strikeout. Foul ball there. Estes. He's kind of a prototypical bullpen arm in today's game. Electric stuff that results in a ton of strikeout. Laser to the gap should score the run. Coming home. And they take a 3-run lead. Pulls into second. That's an RBI double.
When you connect and it jumps off your bat like that, you're thinking double at the very least. Put a great swing on it, and man, he wasn't fooled at all.
That's the ball.
As a hitter, when a guy like this comes into the game, you feel like he's standing on top of you, and it's just attack mode coming right at you, expecting to get a swing and miss.
Man at second.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
Oh, look at the stop. Throw to first, and very nicely done for the out. Next to hit, Forrest DeMonte. And first offering is fouled off. Gets the slider in there for a strike. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. That ends the inning and stops things from getting out of hand.
Now pitching.
Mark Miller on to pitch out of the pen here. He last pitched 2 days ago.
Leading up for the Royals, the first baseman, Henry Lamb.
Down the right field line and a base hit. So a man on base to start the inning.
Up next for the Royals, the designated hitter number 4, Keith Littner.
That one hammered but pulled foul. And a ground ball to first. Hot shot, and he can't knock it down.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. Not much to this one other than just a willingness to go the other way and put the ball in play. That's a team at bat right there. Nice job of staying back and letting the ball get deep.
Next to hit, Luis Pena.
Nope, ball.
Just missed. The Royals with the tying run at the plate here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. And another ball. And fouled off. The 2-1. In the air, left field. Makes the grab. 2 aboard with 1 out. And the batter now, Robbie Zimborski. 0 for 3 in this one. Swing and a miss. 0-1.
This guy's usually not one to chase pitches off the plate, but he did there. We'll see if he can tighten up his zone a little bit.
Late on that fastball.
At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. That one's upstairs, ball 1.
Way to lay off that fastball up right there. You're looking for something you see well that you can handle, but you also have to keep the discipline so that you're not popping up pitches that are just a little too high.
2 on, 1 out. Swing and a miss. That's a strikeout. Couldn't hit the fastball at the knees. And that is out of play. Here comes the 0-1. Strike 2, and there's a real chance they get out of this without allowing a run.
That's a ball. Ball.
Swings and misses, struck him out. We go to the 9th. Leading off, Xavier Carter.
Xavier Carter.
Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Has room, and he makes the catch.
Up next for the Lions, the designated hitter, Jeff McAtee.
That's a ball down.
This one in the air, center field. 2 down. So the Royals bring on a new arm, Nicholas Luna.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
And now the center fielder, Brian Tovar. He's already homered here in this one.
What you got?
Checks his swing. Appeal down to third. He did not go around. 2 down, nobody on. Here at the top of the 9th. Going to count 1 and 2.
Then he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Got him. That's the 3rd out.
Now pitching.
On the mound now, Freddie Lindstrom.
And he's been really shutting down hitters from the right side of the plate this year. Not a lot of hard contact, not a lot of hits, period.
Alfredo Calcada.
Fouled off left side.
Looked like you got a little excited on that fastball. Got to think to yourself, want to stay up the middle. That way, if you're a little bit early, you hit it out of the ballpark. If you're a little late, opposite field knock.
Lindstrom, a former All-Star. He features a 4-seam fastball, a splitter, and he occasionally uses a curve. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Not shortstop, Matt Walker.
Check swing,
That
he
missed.
held
That's a
up.
ball.
And that's ball 1.
No, that's up.
So the call stands. So that removes their last challenge. 1 down, base is empty here in the 9th. Line drive to short and caught. Kept in check once more. It's starting to feel like the pitchers may have a chance to cool down baseball's hottest bat. 2 down, nobody on. And it's fouled off. 1 strike away. This one in the air right field. And that is the ball game.
Sometimes road trips can be tough. You're away from your family, but when you can win, silence that opposing crowd, it makes things just a little bit better, makes the road trip just a little bit shorter.
4-1 the final here today. For Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show, I'm John Sciambi. Thanks for joining us.